Good morning, everyone. This is Deborah Anderson from Chakra Shaka with another lesson, blessing, and hopefully a message. Father, Yah, I ask that you come into the room and you speak to me and through me that someone make it a lesson, blessing, or message. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power, the kingdom, and the glory forever and ever. Hallelujah. Yah has not given us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Any tongue that rises against us in judgment, Yah shall condemn. For we are the righteousness and the inheritance of the Most High Yah. Hallelujah. All right, you guys. Today the lesson is coming from the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verses 1 through 15, and I'll start reading at verse 1. Now when these things were done, the prince came to me, saying, The people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the land, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. For they have taken of the daughters of them for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the prince and rulers hath been chief in this trespass. Alright, when they say that these people, y'all know when we took the land of Canaan, the Most High said he was going to leave a little of the people in the land, and he was going to leave their gods and all that stuff erected for a snare and for a test unto the children of Israel, and they failed the test. They married these people when they was not supposed to marry these people. They were supposed to only marry from their own tribes. I got a precept here for Ezra 9 and 2. The precept says, And thou takest of their daughters unto thy and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters. I said, do not, and thou shalt not take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make their sons go a whoring after their gods. And another precept is Deuteronomy 7 and 4. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High Yah be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. He's not playing about this mixed marriages and stuff, y'all. Everybody that's married somebody that's outside of their race or outside of their blood type or outside of their tribe is going to suddenly be destroyed. And that's not me saying that, that's the Most High saying that. So think about who you're going to marry, what you're marrying them for, and you better find out that blood type, and you better find out what tribe they're from. But we'll continue. So we know that they were sleeping with all the people of the new land. The men was taking the women and sleeping with them and giving them women's daughters unto their sons. Hallelujah, hallelujah. And it says, And when I heard this thing, I rent my garment and my mantle, and plucked off the hair of my head and of my beard, and sat down astonished. Ezra was blown away because he didn't know that they were being so disrespectful and so disobedient and a covenant-breaking people. He thought that they were following the rules of the Most High, but when he went to talk to them, he found out they wasn't, and it blew him away. He had to rent his clothes. That means, whoa, shame. Then were assembled unto every one that trembled at the words of the Most High Yah of Israel, because of the transgressions of those that had been carried away. And I sat astonished until the evening sacrifice. He couldn't believe it. He just sat there in disbelief until it was time to do the sacrifice for the evening. And he said, and when the evening came, that's when all the priests come together, like Judah, all the priests, they come together and they sacrifice for their sins. And he said he sat there to evening sacrifice, and then he said at the evening sacrifice he rose up from his heaviness, and having rent my garment and my mantle, I fell upon my knees and spread my hands unto the Most High Yah. And I said, he was praying for Israel, he said, O my Yah, I am ashamed and blush to lift up my face to thee, my Yah, for our iniquities are increased over our head, and our trespasses grown up unto the heavens. He couldn't even lift his head up because so many of Israel had broken this law, and he couldn't believe it, and he was ashamed to even lift his head up to tell the Most High what was going on, to even look towards the heavens. But he knew what had happened already, but he prayed for them anyhow. And the Most High said, this was the sin that was going on for a long time. He said, since the days of our fathers have we been in great trespass unto this day, and for our iniquities have we, our kings and our priests, been delivered into the hands of the kings of the land, to the sword, to captivity, and to spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is this day. Now, the sins they was breaking, they thought they was getting away with it, but they didn't, because we're paying for it right now. You are proof that we're paying for those iniquities that they did. Now, we're proof because we're still in slavery. He said, until this day, you're still in captivity. You're still confused about why we over here, why we can't go back home. You're confused about a lot of things. You're confused about how them kings and them priests, who was supposed to be our kings, the kings of Judah, Israel, and the priests of Israel, how they went and served other gods in the land of Canaan, and also married of the tribes of Canaan. They didn't even take wives from their own tribes. They took wives from other nations, and that's why we were being punished. And y'all think y'all getting back into the land, and you still breaking the same laws that your forefathers did back in the day. You still doing it. Y'all still marrying white women, Mexican women, Chinese women, African women. You're marrying everybody except people from your own tribe. You turning your back on the daughters of Zion, and the Most High is not having it. We are a special people. Those other people you're marrying, they have karma, they have sin that they have to pay for. And guess who's going to help them reap their calamity when they reap? Even if you haven't done nothing wrong, you're going to pay for the sins of the other nations. You're going to pay for them sins. Say your wife is white, and she wicked as hell, and she belonged to some kind of secret society, and she killing babies and doing magic, and she's going to reap karma. She's probably cursed from this day with a curse. And if you're around her at that time, married to her, you got family with them, whatever curse they're going to endure, you're going to endure. The only way you can get away from the curse is to leave your wife and your children behind. That's not me talking. That's the way the Most High see this. That's the only way you can get away from that karma. Other than that, them towers gonna keep falling in your life. Hallelujah. And that go for all of Israel. He said, for we were bondmen, slaves, yet our Yah has not forsaken us in our bondage, but he has extended mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a reviving, to set up the house of our Yah, and to repair the desolation thereof, and give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem. Well, at this time they was in slavery under the kings of Persia, or under kings of Persia, because there's more than one. And they allowed the children of Israel to go back to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple of the Most High Yah, so that they can do their praise and worship. It said, and now, O our Yah, what shall we say after this? We have forsaken thy commandments, which thou hast commanded by the servants of the prophets, saying, the land unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the land, with their abominations, with which have filled it, from one end to another with their uncleanness. He said they defiled the whole land of Canaan, from one end to the next. And that's the same thing that's happening here in the United States. It's filthy, it's an abomination, it's defiled, and it's filled with wickedness and uncleanness from one end to the next. Hallelujah. This place is a mess. That's why he have us out here ministering. I'm trying to bring Israel back to righteousness and uprightness, even though they refuse, they're rebellious, they're stiff-necked, and they're hard-headed. All right, you guys, there's probably going to be a part 2 if I don't get to finish this up. Now, therefore, give not your daughters unto their sons, and neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. He's telling you, don't go after these people because these people got money. That money wicked and tainted as hell. That money can get you sent straight to hell. You're on your way to hell on the slow boat sailing. Hallelujah. Just like that slave ship. You put yourself back on the slave ship when you want their money and stuff, because you know they gonna treat you like straight up boo-boo. They gonna mistreat you. You gonna work hard for that money. That's all I got to say. You ain't just gonna get no money out of there. You gonna have to lick some butt, eat some dookie, and all that old mess.